Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new reading. Hope your 2025 is doing pretty well since we just started, and let's hope that this upcoming year is filled with a lot of blessings, a lot of good energy, a lot of good vibes. Now, I will start with the group predictions as I usually do, and this is a strange comeback. Now, I'm saying strange comeback because I haven't recorded in a very long time, and now I'm going to be recording a bunch of videos. And since I want to kind of get the group predictions out of the way, I am going to be like a well-oiled machine just pumping out those videos. But anyway, to start off with the year, we're going to do a red velvet group prediction, and as always, we are going to focus on 3 questions. That first question is, what is the group's current energy? So how's red velvet doing right now? Oh, so we have the Chariot. The card just flew out, so it seems like they're going full force on something that they're working on, moving forward very quickly, but with a very assertive mindset. We have Judgment reverse, the Seven of Pentacles reverse, the Queen of Wands, the Hermit reverse, and then the Seven of Swords. So it seems like the group is being very harsh on themselves. The Judgment card reverse could mean someone that is very highly self-critical, someone that is judging very, very hard, someone that is being put to the test constantly. And that could be like the universe putting them to the test constantly, so things just not working out, or it could be they themselves putting a lot of pressure on their actions, on their work, on their skills, on their self. So the Chariot and the Judgment card put together, it makes me think that they're moving very quickly, because it feels like when there is an opportunity, the group just takes it. But anytime in between, they may be putting a lot of pressure on themselves to get something done, or to complete something, or to accomplish something. So I wonder if that could also mean when the group is not together, many of them are focusing on themselves to improve as individuals, maybe focusing on their skills, polishing whatever skill they feel that they're lacking on, or something along those lines. It's like they continue practicing, they continue improving, they continue trying to become better artists or better people. Now, the Seven of Pentacles reverse makes me think that many of them in the group feel quite impatient, or feel like maybe they're not getting the results that they want. So I don't know what the group could be working on, that they may feel like something's not really working for them. Like maybe there's a project, or there's an outcome they're hoping for, and it's not really coming through the way that they are expecting it, or they are putting a lot of energy and attention into something that is not really flourishing or giving them the results that they're expecting, or maybe at the speed that they wanted. So that makes me think that the Seven of Pentacles reverse is just kind of referring to maybe they lack patience, or they just haven't really seen the fruits of their labor blossom. I'm just saying that like that to continue the metaphor. Now, the Queen of Wands is a very positive card to have here. It shows that currently the group is very confident in themselves. Many of them are mainly positive. Many of them are continuing to follow their passions. They're very beautiful, charming, attractive. So many of them, as individuals, are doing well for themselves. The group feels like they are in top shape when it comes to how they see themselves and how they work themselves. Now, I'm saying work themselves in the sense of I don't know if this is non-tangible things like their skills, or if this is physical aspects working out, diets, skincare, that kind of thing, right? So regardless, let me talk about some of the signs that came out. With the Chariot, we have Cancer energy. With Judgment, we have Pluto. With the Queen of with the Queen of Wands, we have Leo energy, and with the Hermit, we have Virgo energy. So again, now that I think about it, though, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo are right next to each other. What will that be? Mid-June all the way to mid-September. Maybe those months could be significant for the group. But yeah, again, the Queen of Wands is supposed to show someone that is very positive, someone that is very generous, but also someone that is okay to be under the spotlight. Like, the Queen of Wands is a good card to have when we're talking about celebrities. Now, The Hermit reverse tells me that many of them are trying to go out of their cocoon. Many of them are trying to be a bit more sociable, try to be a bit more connected to their community, their neighborhood, their coworkers. They're trying to kind of like go out of their shell. Many of them are trying to leave this period of solitude and self reflection. Many of them are trying to go out of their self isolation, because the Hermit card talks about someone that willingly puts themselves in self isolation in order to grow, improve, and get to know themselves better. So I do feel that many of them are trying to get out of that, since we have the Hermit reverse. Many of them are trying to be a bit more assertive, try to take action, go places, do things. And one of the reasons why this seems to be kind of like important at the moment is because we have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands talks about someone, I see it as a betrayal card, but it could talk about someone that doesn't have a lot of information on a situation or on their journey. It is someone that has selective information. They don't know the full truth. They don't see the full picture. So I do feel that that's one of the reasons why the Hermit reverse is here. Is like many of the members in Red Velvet are pushing forward in their journey, taking risks, putting themselves out there, or going out of their comfort zone. And it is very important for them because they're doing this despite not really knowing if it will work out for them. So they're taking risks that they've never taken before. They are trying new things that they've never done before, maybe learning new skills they've never even thought could benefit them. Many of them are pushing boundaries, pushing past fears and self limitations, and anything that was holding them back. Many of them are trying to go out of their comfort zone to see how they can grow and to see what new things that they can encounter. So it seems pretty positive, even though we have a lot of reversals. I guess the best way I can describe a lot of these reversals is that it's the energy that hasn't been fully embodied by the group, but they're like working towards changing that and becoming like this new version of themselves. But now let's go to the second question, which is the actual group predictions. So, what is in store for Red Velvet's career this 2025? So, we have new moon in Scorpio with work through your fears. So, a new moon talks about a new beginning, a new chapter of their lives. And work through your fears is basically just repeating or confirming to us what we saw earlier about taking risks, trying new things, learning new skills. So this Scorpio energy tells me that many of them are going to have these big transformations and changes in their career. They're going to either do new things or they're going to have a new approach to what they're doing. So if many of them continue singing and stuff, maybe they're trying new genres or maybe new dance styles or maybe a new way of promoting. So I'm not saying that they're like having like a complete career change, as much as I'm saying that they are going a little bit out of their comfort zone, trying new things, figuring out what fits for them, what they like, what they don't like, what works for them, what doesn't work for them. And as a group, they're trying to push themselves to be themselves, to be different, to be innovative, to reinvent themselves. So they're always trying to do something different, so like that they continue growing and improving. Because Scorpio energy does talk about this very transformative energy, one that it can be quite self-destructive in hopes, well, not necessarily in hopes, but is like, let me destroy all the parts of myself that I don't like in order to change them into something that I do like. So I do feel that's just the energy that the group is embodying right now. But now let's look at the individual career predictions. So I'll take out one card, or ideally usually one card per member. So what's in store for Irene's career this 2025? I said ideally one. It happens. So we have death, external love, and marionette. As soon as marionette came up, the first thing I could think of was that one of their Japanese B-sides. That's a good song. So for Irene, the death card just makes me think of reinventing herself. Seems like this 2025, her career is one where she's going to transform, change. Death to me usually talks about a death and a rebirth. So basically, a transition and a transformation is like the end of something in the beginning of another thing, is basically getting rid of the old, bringing in the new. Which, I mean, is very fitting since we are starting a new year. But it seems like for Irene's career, one of the things that she is changing is to be able to show her self love and her self care. The external love makes me think of, she wants to be a bit more expressive of the people that she cares about. She wants to be a bit more vocal about the people that support her and show that she does see them and that she does care about them. The marionette makes me think that she still feels a little bit tied down, a little bit more like having to follow conventions, having to follow schedules. Like, she still feels a little bit held back, but I don't think it's necessarily anything too bad. I do feel that the reason why this marionette card is here is like for her career. If she's following instruction and doing as she's told, it's simply because she really hasn't figured out what works for her and what she wants to do. So she still needs quite a lot of guidance, it feels. So this marionette card doesn't feel too negative for Irene. It just feels like this year she will continue trying to do new things, transforming and trying to be a bit more vocal about the people that she cares about, and maybe people that she loves and supports. Like, she wants to make sure that they know that she cares about them. And the marionette card just makes me think that she may need a lot of guidance and a lot of like hand holding throughout this journey of her expressing herself a bit more. Now, what's in store for Seulgi's career this 2025? Okay, sure. So we have apology, live and learn, robbery, loss, and perseverance. This is a very clear message. I was just hoping for one card, but all of those cards just make sense. So it feels like the apology card is that Seulgi wants, okay, for this year, Seulgi will have to be very patient with herself. I do feel that fear of failure, or fear of making mistakes, or fear of the unknown could be things that have held Seulgi back from doing things and from accomplishing great things in life and just going through new experiences. Because this robbery card and this loss card both put together makes me think that this year she's going to notice how her mind, or her self-doubt were a prison that held her back from success. There is a sense like this year she's going to learn how, like, the beauty of making mistakes, the beauty of experiencing new things, the beauty of just going through the journey without having to have everything together, without knowing everything, without the reassurance that everything will be okay or that everything's going to work out. There is this sense of being a bit of a risk taker, being adventurous, and just doing things for the sake of doing them rather of expecting a specific outcome or a specific result. Because the live and learn and the perseverance just makes me think that Seulgi this year is going to realize that in her career, one of the best ways that she can just move forward and get things done and overcome obstacles is by just going through the experience, learning from mistakes and just moving forward instead of hesitating, instead of holding back, or instead of allowing the unknown and fears stop her from taking risks. The apology card just makes me think of her apologizing to herself for taking too long to do something, or apologizing to herself for being so afraid and so negligent was a word that came up, but that makes me think of like not paying attention to her goals, not paying attention to her aspirations, not paying attention to her desire and passion to do something. And it's kind of like, I think she's learning how to be a bit, allowing this like carefree energy to go through that will allow her to take the risks that are necessary to experience new things in life. So that's kind of like the main thing here. Now, what's in store for Wendy's career this 2025? Perfect. We have memory. So it feels like this year Wendy's going to go through a journey where okay, this is a special message where she's going to experience a lot of things that she has experienced in the past again. So this could be like maybe spirit putting her to the test to see if she has learned from past experiences, or maybe Wendy's gonna be quite nostalgic and a bit melancholy. Oh wait, hold up. Or going through a bit of melancholy. Did I say that word right? Just thinking about the past and reflecting, but also kind of missing it a little bit. It feels like this year Wendy's going to go through relive a lot of things from the past. So I don't know if it's. Wait a minute. I don't like. I'm not too sure why that could be the case. Like, who knows? If Wendy were to have a comeback this year or something, maybe the concept will be something about remembering and nostalgia and thinking of the past. So maybe something a bit retro or something from like her childhood or something that will make people very nostalgic when they see her. I'm not too sure. So the memory card, I'm not sure if this is like a personal thing that Wendy will go through, or if maybe this memory card is showing us the type of concepts that Wendy might end up tackling this year. Or who knows, maybe memory is just saying that Wendy's gonna post a lot more often this year than usual. Anyway, so what's in store for Joy's career this 2025? So we have hesitation. So this 2025, it seems like Joy's career is going to be filled with making a lot of decisions. So this hesitation card makes me think that Joy is going to go through this whole idea of like having to make decisions that are beneficial for her, but maybe not rushing into making decisions. So what I mean here is that maybe opportunities are going to be offered to her, or she's going to go through an experience where she has to kind of like assess the situation before actually making a concrete decision on what action she's going to take, or what side she's going to take, or what opportunity she's going to go through with. So this hesitation card makes me think that Joy will have throughout this whole year, she's going to experience a lot of times of her just sitting there thinking, planning, and weighing the pros and the cons about her next actions or her next goals. Or like I guess the approach that she will have for whatever goal she's going through or project she's working on. Now to the last member. So what is in store for Yeti's career this 2025? So I'm just gonna take all the cards that came facing up. So we have endorsement? What? Don't ask me why I can't say that word right now. Like I looked at, those times when you repeat a word over and over that it starts sounding like mumble jumble. Yeah, right now I'm looking at that word. I'm going like, how do you even pronounce that? How do you even go about that? Anyway, we have calm and relaxation. So, you know what's funny? It feels like for Yeti, this upcoming year, it's going to be one where she's going to be chilling, relaxing, having fun, taking things slow. Like, I feel like if someone was, like, throwing money at her and be like, work, she'll be like, yeah, well, I'll think about it. Like, she's not pressuring herself to get work done. She's making sure that if she's going to work, it's going to be something she really enjoys, something that brings her peace and calm, something that makes her feel happy and comfortable. So she's not going to force herself to do anything that she's not content with. It seems like Yeti is not in a situation where she feels the need or the pressure to put herself in a situation that is not favorable, or put herself in a project or in a situation where she feels forced to complete it, right? So Yeti is in a mentality where whatever responsibilities she takes on are responsibilities that she wants to do, not responsibilities that feel like a burden and feel like a drag to complete. So this relaxation makes me think that she may be studying a lot, learning a lot, maybe gaining a lot of skills and hobbies that will be beneficial for her career. And the calm card makes me think that she may be meditating, resting, sleeping, and energizing herself for whatever is to come. And this endorsement card makes me think that Yeti is in a mindset that is not easy to convince and persuade. She has a mentality of like, I'm not gonna settle for less. I'm not going to allow just anything to go through. Just basically like not accept a project just for the sake of having a project, or accepting work just for the sake of getting work done. Seems like Yeti is in a mentality where she just wants to have a peaceful and calm experience and journey in her career. So if she takes on a project, it's because she genuinely thinks she's going to enjoy it, instead of taking a project just for the sake of looking good or for the sake of getting work done, if that makes sense. Like, she's trying to just have fun this upcoming year. Okay, those were a lot more cards than I was expecting. But let's go on to the last question here, which is any advice or healing messages that have to come through for the group for this 2025. The first card that came out is Full Moon in Gemini with the answers you need are coming. So it feels like the group may feel like they're... What? So my technology failed me, and we are changing everything to make sure we can continue forward. And I see this as a potential message for the group, being like, if things don't work out, maybe just do things slightly different to continue pushing forward before, they burn that motivation and that energy to complete said task. Anyway, let's look at the healing messages and the advice. So with a full moon in Gemini, full moons are usually like peak energy. It's like full of energy, full of motivation, passion. It's like there's a lot of energy that has built up for this moment. So there's a lot of energy that you can work with. Now, with the answers you need are coming, it makes me think that the group's advice is that if things were not clear before, soon enough, things are going to be clear. Things are going to make sense. Things are going to finally like fit in. And it seems like for the group, they have had a lot of situations, a lot of times where they had to kind of just go in blind, go through the unknown, not really knowing what's happening or where they're going or how it's going to work out or if it will give them the results that they want. And because of that, they just have had to go through this journey of a bit of anxiety, a bit of nervousness, and a bit of fear of what to expect, since it's just like, well, let's just trust in the process. So this Gemini energy makes me think that they're going to finally get a bit more of concrete answers. They're going to get things set in stone. Anything that was planned or things that they wanted to do will finally be planned to the point that is going to seem a bit more tangible and visible and a bit more of a reality now. Also, with the Gemini energy, it makes me think that they're going to get a lot of communication through their network and through their friend groups or their community. Like, they're going to hear news very quickly because of the people that they're in or the circles that they're in, or they will get a lot of opportunities through maybe family members, because Gemini is a card that could talk about siblings. I mean, it's an energy that could talk about siblings, or whatever network they're in. So like the people that they talk to and they socialize with could be potential people that will bring them opportunities or information necessary for them to move forward in their journeys. Now let's see what further advice is there for the group. We have the energy is gaining momentum with waxing moon. So again, this kind of shows that maybe the universe is building them up for something, and that's why information is going through. This thing that they could be building up for is something that they've been wanting for a long while, or something that they've been working for some time now, and now they're finally getting a bit more of results. Remember how I said earlier, this whole idea of like, when you have the energy and the motivation or the passion to do something, but then there's a hiccup, sometimes what you have to do is just do things slightly different and take full advantage of that motivation that's pushing you forward, so like that you can get it done. I do feel that this energy is getting momentum is kind of like alluding to that a little bit, this whole idea of like, maybe someone that is excited or it's hyped up or has all the energy to be able to complete something. So it's like, okay, take full advantage of that motivation, of that energy, of that mentality, and power through any obstacle that you may encounter. So I do feel that the group may be reaching that point where many of them maybe are very excited, or maybe of them had like this refreshed, renewed energy go through them that is allowing them to have this spark that is motivating them to do something that they've always wanted to do, but maybe was becoming a bit of a drag because of the uncertainty that was in the air. Now, one last card of advice for the group for this 2025. So the card that fell out is A Time for Healing with a Balsamic Moon. You know, with a Balsamic Moon, the first thing that just came up right now was, what is it? You know that treatment where you get like heated stones on your back or something like that? I don't know if it's like to soothe muscles or just to relax or what it is. I might have to do some research on that. But that imagery just kind of came through. So I wonder, and I mean, it is right next to these cards of like relaxing, calming down, and just having a good time. So I wonder if A Time for Healing is like the advice or the message coming through for the group this 2025 is for them to take it easy, because even though they have a lot of motivation and passion to try new things, to take risks, to jump into the unknown and just experience life for what it is, I do feel that the universe still wants to remind them that they still need to relax, to not push themselves to a point of fatigue or exhaustion. It is like, okay, push forward to overcome obstacles, but don't push yourself to the point of like damaging your body or your energy. It's like, don't be self-destructive through the journey of trying new things and reaching those goals. That's the best way I can describe that. So yeah, a balsamic moon here just makes me think that the group just needs to heal the uncertainty and not having answers. I do wonder if maybe not having concrete answers of projects or reassurance on opportunities was something that really damaged the group's self-esteem, was the word that came through, but it really did cause the group to just not really have faith or not trust in maybe the company or maybe the situation that they're in. And because of that, many of them maybe may have lost a bit of motivation in their activities. And I do feel that A Time for Healing is just kind of telling them that if they do a little bit of reflection and healing, it could benefit them to kind of like start over, or could benefit them to work as a group again, if that makes sense. It's like this idea of looking past issues and trying to kind of have a clean slate to start over and being able to take opportunities again, instead of being afraid that they don't take the risk of these new opportunities that could come through. That's the best way I can describe that energy. Anyway, I hope you guys like this reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It seems like this 2025 could be quite promising for the group. I hate to say this, but a lot of the energy that I got here doesn't really reassure me if we're going to see anything in the tangible world. I do feel that a lot of the energy that we read here is very untangible, a lot of like emotions, feelings, and state of being or state of mind, rather than actual tangible actions. But that could also just be me as the reader. You know, I'm the type of reader that doesn't really see or connect to the 3D tangible things, and I usually just concentrate on energies, on feelings and vibes. So I do feel that that could also play a big role as to why I couldn't really give you something like, they're gonna have a comeback, this and that, and it's gonna look like this, and they're going to do this activities. And just, I just don't read the energy like that. I guess that's not much of a concern that I have as a reader in general, so maybe that's why it just doesn't come through. And when stuff like that does come through, it's highlighted to me big time, because that's just not how I work. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading, learned from it, or at least found it entertaining. I'll see you guys on the next one, whatever that is, however that is. I do look forward to some of the activities the group is going to have. So I don't know if the group is going to have a comeback, but I do know that Sulji's gonna take something out soon, and Irene took something out, and I actually really enjoyed her album. A lot of the songs were just nice, cozy, warm, cuddly. That's the best way I can describe it. So I was actually very proud of Irene. I really like that. And I think I saw today in the morning in social media that Joy was kind of like hinting at something that she's going to do, or something that the group might be doing. Because I think like a fan asked her something related to like an SM concert of sorts. I don't really know what it was. I saw it in passing, so it went kind of like over my head. And Joy kind of made a comment of like, maybe she's gonna do something. So I don't know. Look forward to that too. Anyway, I miss Yeti, and hopefully I hear about her. May she continue succeeding as an actress, apparently. But anyway, I'll leave this here. I don't think there's anything else I have to say, so I hope that you guys had a good end to your 2024, and that your 2025 is a year filled with a lot of good energy. And with that, I'll see you in the next one, whenever that is, however that is. Love and healing from my part to you. Thank you for all the love and support you have shown me and the channel, and